So how has the learning been over the past 2 days? Yeah, we've learned from each other. I've learned a lot from all the speakers, and I promise you, including the people who've spoken on the Rex open mic and during the press conference. I see our usual suspect patron member, Mr. Pramod Chawla, in the delegation today. Namaste, sir. How are you? Morning sickness as usual, but people will come in. I also got stuck in traffic. Sorry about being late, because I left as usual on time, but there was some major traffic on the highway. But good, I saw a lot of energy in the room. It helps not to have me around always, I say, right? Okay. So I would like to start. We're going to have our first speaker for the day very soon, Mr. Ravi Shankar. But before that, if any of you want to just come and talk about what you felt over the past 2 days, which could be documented. Yes, ma'am.
It has been, to express in few words, I would like to say it was a feast to the soul. In fact, 2 days back when we started, Mr. Jerry asked me, how did you feel? How was it? I said, okay. He actually thought that I had some concerns. So it was not so. I was actually absorbing the things. I would only say when I really want to say. So it was in the process of absorbing what everybody was doing. So today, I can very well say that it was a feast to the soul. And a few thoughts can I express? Or you will whistle?
No. I've forgotten my whistle today.
Thank you. Thanks.
But we'll find it. We'll find a whistleblower in the audience. Sir, you know how to whistle? I can't do catcalls.
So I would like to share a small story with all of you. This is about hard work. I deal with people who, when they come to me, they hate to work hard. But when they're done with the whole, maybe a year or 6 months or whatever, they love to work for more than 14 hours, 15 hours willfully. So when they come to a pliable stage, I normally narrate this story, which is very close to my heart. This is an old Chandamama story, which we read in our childhood. There's one very lazy boy who hates to work. His father, every day he used to, nag him, saying that, you nikamma, you don't work hard at all. You can't earn even a 25 paisa coin, a charana. Then he's fed up of his father, and one day he takes 25 paisa from his mom. When when the father returns, he goes to the father and says, Father, see, I earned 25 paisa. Father looks at it and he says, you didn't earn it, and he throws it in the furnace. Then this fellow thinks, how did the father know that I did not earn it? Mother must have told him without my knowledge. Next day, he takes it from a friend of his and gives his father in the evening, Father, I earned it. Then father looks at it and throws it in the furnace, saying that you didn't earn it. This happens for some days, and he even goes to the extent of going to the neighboring village and borrowing from his aunt. But then again, the father looks at it and throws it. Then at one stage, this boy gets fed up. He works whole day, he earns 25 paisa coin, and he comes back in the evening, he gives it to his father. Father, I earned this. Then the father looks at it and he says, you didn't earn it. He throws it in the furnace. This boy immediately screams, goes to the furnace, removes the fire and the coal, and picks up his 25 paisa coin. So without bothering that it would even harm his hands or burn his fingers, then the father says, yes, you earned it. So we own it when we work hard. We own it when we work hard with our souls into it. Thank you very much. And Endaro Mahanabhavulu Andariki Vandanamalu. This is a Telugu saying where I see the people doing it was such a humbling experience, I can't tell you. Everybody is doing such wonderful work. The translation of this is, in one word, literally it says, great people, I salute all of you. But I would say, genuine people, simple people, I salute all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shamla ji. Yes, it's very important as a eternal learner and a learning professional. When we work with people, it's very important to understand whether they are learning something, whether it is time well invested or it is not. And I get very concerned if people have not been able to learn well, because I mean, every time when I do a training session, even if one person has not grasped the concept properly, I feel incomplete, because somewhere I feel my learning has also not been completed. And so it was very important to get that feedback. And we like feedback because feedback, like Ken Blanchard said, is the breakfast of champions. Puraskar award recipients and listening to their citations. And I really don't look much into the process now because I've left it all to Meenu Chopra, who's the Karmavir curator. And I know she marks me in all the mails, but I seriously don't look into, because I know she'll kind of get it done and she'll do it the right way. And I was like amazed. And when people came and said to me that we wouldn't imagine that there are people like this doing this kind of work, and I said that's the whole idea, because all these people don't get a chance to probably go into those platforms which are very sponsored and high profile. But that was the whole idea of creating this initiative and bringing those really extraordinary energies in ordinary people who are doing that great work to the fore. And all of us are doing great work. And like I keep saying, we'll always be minimalistic, we'll always be austere, we'll always be simple. And the ideas also, you've seen the big simple ideas are creating that big difference. It's not those big ideas in IT or anything which are really benefiting humanity. It's the small things which people are doing. And those, I was telling Ravi Kalraji that before sleeping yesterday, I was reading his book, his brochure about the Earth Saviors. And I fell asleep on his book. And in the morning when I woke up, I saw the picture which was right below, and it was the picture of him sitting in his samadhi around those people over there. I won't call them corpses or bodies or cadavers. And I said, I mean, such great work happening which people don't get to know about. Naeem Khan Saab, who I've never met in my life before, but the more I read about him, I mean, I get goosebumps because that's bravery. I can't do that. Dr. Lal, when I first went and met him at his clinic, and I saw him, extracting maggots out of a live human body. A person who was infected with a wound, and maggots were infesting his body for months, and nobody had bothered. And I saw him, and I went out, and I ran out actually, and I threw up because I said, I don't have that courage. I really don't. It takes a lot of courage to do that. That's courage. A lot of people think courage is about Amitabh Bachchan, who I think is pretty much responsible for the sad state of affairs in this country, because of whom we don't stand in line. Jahan se main khada hota hu, wahan se line shuru hoti hai. All nonsense, I mean, courage is doing those small things which really matter. So if there's anyone else, especially people who've not spoken, I would like you to come to the fore and speak about your experience in the past 2 days. Yes, Suneet.
Hi, Suneet here. 3 days have been like wow, such great energy, such fortitude, such perseverance, such passion. I mean, I don't think you can find it anywhere else in the world of the gelling of such minds. It has been very, very intellectually stimulating. And I don't know about anything else, but I surely think that the world, that there are countries in safe hands.
Sorry?
With these people around.
I didn't get the last part.
I don't know about anything else, but the country surely is in safe hands with these people around.
A big clap for all of us, yeah. Because this is the only energy which will probably save the country. Because there's nobody else, I promise you that. Every time I hear people saying India against corruption, then I'm like, आप जाके झंडा तो ले रहा है और Facebook पे डाल दिए. But next morning you're using Bluetooth. A lot of people use Bluetooth to speak and keep hands free. And I always say this, I say that, you're so corrupt in your mind, first of all, that you try to beat the legal system by using the hands-free instrument. But the concept of not using the phone while driving was never about hands-free. It was about mind-free. Because if you're speaking to your spouse or somebody who's affecting your anxiety, right, and creating stress for you in your mind has wandered and you lost focus of driving, which means it's more of a moral offense because you're now putting someone else's life at risk. And then when you get caught by a Havaldar who's now trained to catch people who are speaking on hands-free, You remove a 200 rupee note and give him, 200 rupee, two notes and give it to him because you don't want to go and pay the 3,000 rupees. And then you say India against corruption. Are you understanding where it's going? You cannot be against corruption when the mindset is not corruption free. Right? How can you put somebody else's life at risk by speaking on the phone while driving? People do it. I'm not going to ask how many of you do it or don't do it in this room. But the whole idea of not speaking while driving was that don't put someone else's life at risk. And I always say it is not important what is legally incorrect or moral. What is more important, what is morally correct. Right? Will I do what is morally correct? Because Coca-Cola also claims that the government has allowed me to take that water. Yes, sir, but I mean, their life is their responsibility, but someone else's life is a moral offense. Absolutely, I'm saying yes, but you're putting somebody else's life also at risk, no? That becomes the moral offense, right? If you want to commit suicide, that's your choice, right? So, but you can't commit homicide. That's not your choice, right? Okay. Anybody else who has some thoughts? Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I'm Anisha, and I just wanted to thank every single person in this room, even the people who haven't come from the past 2 days. Thank you so much. I'm feeling so inspired, and I've already made changes in the past 2 days after going home in my own life, and I am more courageous, more outspoken, and in the right manner. So I just really want to thank everyone. You've all helped millions of people. Please count me amongst one of them who you've helped in the past 2 days. And also that you've also given me the courage to follow my dreams, because it's great to know people like you exist. So thank you so much.
I really thank Rex, Jerry, Minu, and the entire family to provide this platform to come and listen to such fabulous stories and heroic deeds. It has really, over the last 2.5 days, it has really given me a lot of strength, a lot of courage, and inspiration and motivation also. Myself would like to just share a few thoughts with due regards to the august audience, and there are a lot of seniors here, a lot of heroes. I am humbled. But a few preachings from my parents, which I have followed in my life and in the life of my children, I would suggest that we are having so much of halla bol, India against corruption and everything, fine. Where does this corruption comes from? When our small child in class nursery or 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 plays in the ground, in the school ground, and he or she lifts a small rubber or a small pencil. Now he comes or she comes to the, after about 2 o'clock, comes to the home. And in the home, when he shows or the mother or the father sees, they never ask, beta ye kahan se laye rubber? ये पेंसिल कहाँ से मिली? हमने तो आपको नहीं दी थी, आपने नहीं खरीदी. तो उस वक्त पूछना चाहिए, वो बताएगा मेरे को ये क्लास में मिली या ग्राउंड खेलते हुए फील्ड में मिल गई. तो क्या बोलना है हमने कि बेटा जहाँ से आपको ये मिला, चाहे बेटी हो चाहे बेटा हो, पहले तो उसको बेटा ही बुलाइए, बेटी मत बोलिए. दूसरी चीज़, उसको ये कहिए कि ये वहीं रख कर आना, और नहीं तो स्कूल प्रिंसिपल के पास जमा करके आना. उसको कहना कि मैंने ये कल गलती से उठा ली थी, आपको उसी वक्त नहीं दी, लेकिन आज मैं दे रही हूँ, ये आप जिसको चाहे दे दें. अगर आपने उस बच्चे को अलाउ कर दिया, कोई बात नहीं, ये छोटी सी चीज़ है, 4 रुपए की या 4 आने की, वो करप्शन उसकी ज़िंदगी में जम गई. ऑल चिल्ड्रन, सेकेंड थिंग, दे आर वेरी वेरी जेन्युइन एंड वेरी वेरी पोलाइट. मतलब उनसे अच्छा कोई दुनिया में नहीं है. दे आर गिफ्ट ऑफ गॉड टू अस, द सुपर पावर. चाहे कोई भी रिलीजन हो, हिंदू हो, सिख, मुस्लिम, ईसाई, पारसी, ज्यूज, बट गॉड इज ओनली वन, एंड दैट इज सुपर पावर. दैट्स व्हाट वन ऑफ माय टीचर्स एट सेंट लॉरेंस कैलकाटा, Reverend Father Abe Brylands, he taught us in moral science. It is simply an arrow, and our path is different. We are all trying to reach that superpower. The blood among all is same. So no caste, creed and color. ये अपने बच्चे को अगर हम बचपन से सिखाएंगे, स्कूल वाले नहीं. Now it is double income groups, people are there. They just leave the child and ask the teachers, मैम आप ये खाना नहीं खाता, इसको सिखाइए क्या करना है. No, the parents don't tend to spend quality time with their children. And it is we, the elders, आज जुवेनाइल जितना भी जुवेनाइल क्राइम हो रहा है और जिस रेट पे बढ़ रहा है उसके लिए द सीनियर्स आर रिस्पॉन्सिबल. चाहे वो ड्रग्स हो, मैंने अपनी लाइफ में ज़िंदगी में कभी ड्रग्स या कभी सिगरेट या शराब ये सब नहीं पीता मैं. बट इट्स अ फैक्ट दैट लेट मी टेल यू what I have experienced over the years, be it school, college, I have seen with my own eyes that it is always the elders of the age of 18 and above who spoil the child right from the age of 11 to 18 or 20. और हम कहते हैं भाई, और आज क्या, और जितना क्राइम हो रहा है, करप्शन हो रही है, वो वी आर ट्राइंग टू टेक वन आइदर अ फीमेल और अ चाइल्ड विद अस so that we try to do commit a crime. And the elders, they simply go away. There are a lot of legal luminaries sitting here in this august audience. I am sure they would agree by me, whatever I am saying. They will definitely agree with me.
Okay, sir.
I would
Thank
be
you.
enlightened if you could please give your thoughts on this. Thank you so much.
Namaste. I would like to share a small
Sir, you'll have to
poetry
speak into the microphone.
in Hindi. किस रावण की बाहें काटूं, किस लंका में आग लगाऊं, घर घर रावण घर घर लंका, इतने राम कहां से लाऊं. It was disappointed, but from last few days I came to know Mr. Jerry made so many Rams, so I am very happy. That's all. Jai Hind.
We have some young people over here from Hridaya Foundation. They've been sitting through the day and I hope they've absorbed something. I would like somebody from Hridaya Foundation to come up to the microphone and speak about their experience.
Before I share anything, I would like to say that it's been a great pleasure to be sitting with such great august audience and get inspiration from what people have been doing. Real heroes making real difference for the real India, connecting the gap between the Bharat and the India as we saw in one of the videos. We set up this organization 2 years back, made a very modest beginning, and I like to share of our journey so far. We've been working with Ravi Kalra ji, so we visit his Gurukul in Vasant Kunj. And one of the days when we were coming back, we met some kids on the streets in Indirapuram, which is in the NCR region. So these kids were street kids roaming in the streets, had nothing to do. Some of them did not have even clothes to wear. So I actually went up to speak to their parents and I just asked them this question: would you like your children to be educated? And they said yes. And when I said that we will be giving them free education, would you want to take it? So they humbly agreed to it. And that is when we started. Some people encouraged us, some people discouraged us, because some people said that India has so many kids, would you want to go and teach all of them? I said that if I have the capability, yes, I would definitely like to do that. So we made the start. It was difficult for us in the beginning, but we went on because all of us at Hridaya Foundation are actually inspired by a quotation by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam ji, which says that dreams are not those which come to you when you are sleeping. Dreams are those which don't let you sleep. So that is what keeps us going. And after making that humble beginning of teaching children in the open air school in Indirapuram, we then kind of went on to set up our own school. So currently we're working on setting up our own school, providing primary education. One of the other challenges that we faced when we were teaching these kids was, if parents are not educated, they generally don't like their children also to be educated, some of them, and especially the mothers. Fathers are protectors, but mothers are the educators for children. So now we've collaborated the education initiative with an initiative called Swabhiman, wherein we empower women. So I have my team sitting right here, and we're working with women in Khoda village, again in the NCR region, to provide them vocational training. Because if a mother is educated and she's independent, then the child for sure will get education and have the confidence in life. So this has been our story so far, and we would need all your support to take this forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Akhil. So, Akhil, I just wanted you to stress a little about any learnings from here which would help you with Hridaya Foundation going forward.
The learning is that just have the belief in yourself. People will come and discourage you. People will want you to not do what you feel like doing. I very well correlate with what Abha ji said, that जिसको जो सोचना है उसको सोचने दो. अगर आपको लगता है आप सही कर रहे हो, you will get your results. So that has been my biggest learning.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Sailesh Mishra. I started my journey 8 years ago. I left my corporate job, and people call me mad. But today I'm happy to be in the company of all the mad people here. So, because we all are change maker, and my mother taught me one thing, and that's the slogan. And I think everybody is doing same thing. Forget yourself for others, and others will never forget you. Thank you for inspiring me.